Hello and welcome back. How's everyone doing? I know it's holiday season coming up, isn't it? Which is why I'm here. So you can probably already feel it. The energy is building. The invitations are flying everywhere. People are either inviting themselves or you're inviting them, and then you're suddenly finding that they're coming, but they're bringing somebody else. Or you've had to invite people that you only see once a year because that's all you can actually manage to see them for different reasons. Anyway, holiday season is different for everyone. Some people love it and some people find it really difficult. And that got me thinking because obviously I know who's coming. I'm very lucky in that we have quite a small family and it's going to be fine. However, I still like to hedge my bets because obviously when both my children are around, even though they are adults, they can sometimes still be a little bit picky at each other, shall we say. So I like to hedge my bets, as I say. So I thought, I can make some bits and pieces, and I thought I'd bring you along on the ride. So I hope you enjoy this. Make comments down below. You know me, I love comments. Subscribe so you know the next time I think we'll all be on, I think, being the next one. So you'll see all of us for the next one. But yeah, subscribe, like, comment is my main thing. Make a comment because I just love it. I love seeing what you say and answering. Obviously be polite, please. But other than that, yeah. So I hope this is useful. And if you make any of these, pop pictures so that I can see your pictures. Because for anybody that's been here and seen me before, crafting is not one of my strong points. However, I've learned over the years that actually doesn't matter. It's my intention that is the most important thing. So like for me, when I'm going to be making any of these, I am going to be focusing solely on everything over the festive period, over the holiday period, being happy and harmonious and everyone being convivial and content because there's all that good energy around. If you're lucky and you put enough of that energy into these, you might even find that those negative people suddenly have other things that they want to go and do instead, so they don't actually come, which will be even better. But it won't matter because even if they do turn up, there'll be so much of your energy, your intention, it'll keep them quiet. That's the plan. That's my plan. So, what can you do? And obviously, totally not prepared as usual. So the first thing that I would do, and I'm just going to get myself down out of the way. So one of the first things that I thought of were sachets. So if you've got these little gauze bags in, that's quite a bright green, but if you've got green or red, black, gold or silver, these would work beautifully. And you can put your dried herbs, crystals, little sigils if you make them, or salt if you've got large grain salt, because that wouldn't go through the gauze, or large grain sugar. So which particular herbs am I talking about? So for me, let's move you. Rosemary, obviously, sitting here out of my garden. Cinnamon, bay leaves, thyme would work as well. Sage, mint, pine, rose hips, again, out of my garden. I said the bay leaves. Holly and mistletoe. Could be used for any of these, but obviously go with what you've got. This isn't about you going out and buying stuff. This is about you looking at what you've got in your cupboards and feeling whether it works for you or not. So just because this is my list of herbs, and in a minute I'll talk about the crystals that I'd use, doesn't mean that you have to use those. If you think, oh no, that doesn't resonate with me, I'd use those, then use that. If that's what you've got in your cupboard and that is what it means to you, this is your protection. This is for you to feel calm and contented and happy over this festive period. So you do you. I'm just giving, hopefully, providing you with a few suggestions, a few ideas. And obviously, if you think of anything else, pop your ideas in underneath so that we can all benefit. So yeah, so with these, if you were to use crystals, I'd use clear quartz, rose quartz, or obsidian would be my choices in the sachets. If you haven't got the gauze, by the way, if you've got material, you can just use material. It doesn't have to be coloured. If you have got colours, fine, because that adds to the boost of energy for your spell. And again, same colours, the red, the green, gold, black, silver, white, blue, caliac colour. Any of those would work. So if you've got material, you can just fold it up into a little packet. Or paper, use paper and just again fold it up into like a little envelope thing. And the idea with these is that you can hang them on the tree. You could hang them in amongst your other decorations. You could tuck them in amongst cushions on the sofas. You could attach them under chairs. So under your dining chairs, under each chair, make a little one of these and attach it underneath. Or you could put several round your dining room, under your dining room table if you wanted to keep it hidden. They don't have to be on show. But even if they are, if they're hanging on the tree, they're just going to look like you've made some nice little rustic decorations, because you can make them pretty with all the herbs and bits and pieces. So yeah, so that would be one of my first things to think about. And then bundles. Like bundles. So these aren't going to be smoke bundles. These are going to be bundles that, and again, these can be left in plain sight. What I would tend to do, and what I will be doing, is leaving these out on the table. You could make one for each place setting. Again, nobody's going to know what it is. It's just going to look like some festive herbs that you have crafted together. And that's going to be it. So to anybody who doesn't know, it's just going to be some little rustic type of decoration that you've made, that they might say, oh, that's really sweet. What a good idea using herbs like that. They're not going to know the intention, but you can literally make one to go by each place on the table. You could also put them in the tree. You could put them in amongst all your other decorations. It's up to you. But yeah, I'm going to put these, and I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do. So you're going to come along, as I say, on the ride with me while I fiddle. So, oh, hello, you've broken off. Oh, it smells gorgeous. Anyway, so I picked this rosemary before it rained, thank goodness, because it is absolutely pouring here today. And I picked 6 sprigs. Now, am I going to use 3 and... So while I'm putting this together, as I say, I'm envisioning myself being happy and contented, and the home being full of peace and harmony and laughter and happiness. Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? No, I'm not. Okay, right, start again. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Yes, okay, right, are you all about the same length? Almost. You two are slightly smaller. So you come in front a bit, like that. And we're still going to have... No, we're not. We're not. We're going to have you. Yes, but we're going to put you that way around so you're not curly. And then we're going to have... Yes, we're going to have you, like that. Excellent. So, like I was saying, look in your cupboard, see what you've got. So I originally Rachel, some time ago, gave us all some of her ribbon because she had quite a stash, and I still have some left. So I picked out the green and the red again because they're the colours that I associate with this time of year. However, when I was going through my drawers, I found this. Look at this. I'm just going to put this down. I'm going to have to make it again. Look, it's got a little bell on it already. Because that was the other thing what I was looking for was bells. And I think I've actually used them all, so they're already hanging all around the house. But I found this, and I think this is from one of last year's Christmas, chocolate things, reindeer, I think. And it's already got the bell on it, which is fantastic because that's what I wanted. So you could use bells, you could use charms of any type. You could even use little tiny little, the very small baubles that go on miniature trees. You could even use those as decoration, whatever. So I'm going to have to come back to sorting. Look, you just moved round, haven't you? Let's get you and you and you like that. Thank you. You can tell I'm really, no, I didn't want you. I wanted you. That was it. See? People that have seen these before know that I am extremely cat-handed. Crafting is not one of my strong points at all. But I have come to understand that actually doesn't matter. It's my intention that matters. So I'm going to put the bell at the front, and I'm going to tuck you around that way, and I'm going to tuck you around that way. You're going to stay tight enough for me to do the bow? I think so. Yes. Do not unravel. Hey, there we go. The smell from this rosemary, by the way, is absolutely amazing. Oops. There we go. Come on. You will tie up. You will, whether you want to or not. Because we're going to have lots of happiness and peace and contentment and joy over this festive period. Well, there we go. So there's number one. Move it out of the way so you can get a better look. And I'm quite happy with that, considering what some of my crafting stuff can end up looking like. I'm quite happy with that. And that's going to be on the table. And it does smell absolutely divine. So right, so now what are we going to do? We've got these two. Are we going to use cinnamon stick? We're going to, I think, yes. So, like I was saying, going through the drawers, I found not only my little red one with the bell, I found this. So this is jute twine, but it's got little green bits like leaves. It's always handy keeping stuff in drawers. And it's very handy because it's not so long ago I thought I really must sort out those drawers. And this probably would have ended up going in the bin because it's quite short, really. But I'm hoping it's going to be just about the right length to do similar. But yeah, I'm not going to use the other bay. This one just feels as though it just needs the cinnamon and the rose hips. You could use holly. Like I said, you could use mistletoe on these. Piece of pine, a little bit of pine would look nice as well on these, I think. But I haven't got any of those, so I'm going with what I've got and what I wanted and felt I wanted to use, which was everything that I already had that was either out of the garden or that was tucked away in a drawer. And there's my second one. Nice, simple, and full of my intention of being a happy, harmonious, festive period. Okay, so that's those two. I haven't finished. So, next, I might have to move you two just for a minute. You can come back into the picture in a minute. Nice big glass bowl. If you've got a largish table and you've got plenty of room, then you can have a nice, pretty bowl, crystal like this one, or a festive type design one. If you've got a smaller table, then you use a smaller bowl. Very simple. And what you're going to do with this is you're going to make it into a little floating candle decoration, which again can sit in the middle of the table. It's just a floating candle to everyone else, but to you, it's your spell. Nobody needs to know anything about it. For water, you could make moon water and go with the phase of the moon that feels right for you. For making moon water, you just get distilled water or boiled water or spring water and leave it under the out on a windowsill, indoors, or if it's warm enough, you can leave it outdoors. If you've got snow, you could collect snow. That would be absolutely brilliant. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, so if you've got snow, collect some snow and use that. And then you're just going to charge it, after it's got the energy. So, and again, you don't have to use moon water. You could just use spring water or tap water, because you are going to charge it. You're going to bless it. You're going to say, I want this water to bring happiness and harmony and contentment and conviviality to my environment throughout the festive period. If you've got several parties, obviously you're going to have to do this each time. You can't just leave it sitting there, because it will have picked up all the negativity if there is any around. So you really don't want it. So you want to dispose of it afterwards. So you might have to do it several times, but it's going to be so easy. So once you've got your water in there, some rose petals. I would tend to go with white or pink. I think red would be too passionate. Although it's the colour of the season, because of the energy, I think I would tend to use pink or white. If you wanted to, you could put in a couple of drops of rose water that you can pick up from any supermarket. You could use rose fragrance oil or rose essential oil, but for each of those, because they're quite flammable and you're going to be using a floating candle, I would tend to only put a drop or two. You're not doing it for the fragrance, you're doing it for the energy that you're putting into this. If you wanted, you could even just pop in a little bit of rosemary. There's no reason why you couldn't. You could make this a rosemary. I'm saying rose, but you could make it rosemary or thyme or whatever you've got handy. And then you'd put your floating tea light or whatever floating light you've got on top. And then as people are arriving, you'd light your candle and just very quietly just charge it to bring harmony and contentment to everyone. Done. Plain sight. Nobody's going to know. It's just a nice table decoration, again, you've put together. Beautiful. And so, let's get those back in so you don't just look at me. You've got something a little bit prettier to look at. There we go. Which way we go? That way. There we go. Now, I can also hear people saying, okay, well, don't do the holidays. Don't decorate. That's perfect. Got you covered too. You'll be a little bit surprised probably to hear. Aloe vera plants. Wonderful for a witch to have in their home at any time of the year, but at this time of the year, particularly useful. So talk to your plant, or if you haven't got one, this might be the time to actually think about getting one. It's up to you. If you don't have an aloe vera plant, but you have a cactus, that would work. Or if you just have an indoor plant, I'm saying aloe vera, but it doesn't have to be an aloe vera. If you've got an indoor plant that you are already attached to, that's going to be your protector. So you talk to it, you tell it, you say, this is happening. I don't like it. I don't like this time of year, or, so-and-so happened at this time of year and I really don't feel the energy. And can you help me? Can you help? Because so-and-so has decided they want to come round because of whatever, or because we're both off work, because it is the holiday season, they're coming over. It's going to happen. It's very unlikely that you are not going to have somebody visit, that is going to happen. So talk to your plant. Tell it what you would like it to do to keep that energy there for you. You can then give the plant a little bit of help, because you could have a pebble or a crystal. And again, I tend to use the same ones I've already mentioned, the clear quartz, rose quartz, or obsidian, if you've got them. If not, just a nice pebble that feels right for you. Cleanse it underwater or blow on it. And then just hold it. Pull energy from above, energy from below. Hold it in your hand and just say, this stone I'm charging to bring happiness, contentment, harmony, conviviality to my environment, to keep me calm and contented over this festive period. And when you feel it's got enough energy, just pop it on the soil around the plant. You can also, either or, you can do both, or you can just do one or the other. You could do a sigil. Just make a sigil where you just take a sentence. My home is protected. And then you take out all the repeated letters, all the vowels, and then you make a picture with the consonants that are left. Nobody will know what it is because you've made a picture with them. You've jumbled them all up. Or you could make a symbol. It doesn't have to be a sigil. You could just make a symbol that represents to you peace and harmony. Fold it up, tuck it under the plant pot. Gives the plant that extra little bit of help over the Christmas period. So yeah, whether you celebrate or not, I hope that everyone has a calm, contented and convivial holiday season. Like I said, we'll all be on in a couple of weeks' time, I think. So yes, don't think there's anything else happening before then, but you never know. I might come up with something else. But yeah, I think the next one's going to be all of us. Hope this has been handy. Like, subscribe, comment. Please comment. I love the comments. And if you do make anything, pop a picture, or if you come up with another idea and you don't want to put a picture, just put a comment about what you're going to make. But yeah, please comment, because it's nice to read them, and I always try and answer. So yeah, I will see you